I'm sorry. I'll make sure to do Steely Dan on Steely Sundays from now on. My apologies. Alright, guys. Welcome to Leave Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. And if you're watching day premiere, happy Steely Sunday. And of course, we are back, like I said, with something from Pretzel Logic. That's what I promised last week. We listened to two acoustic covers by Kent Nishimura last week, who he also did a track from Pretzel Logic, which I believe was the title track. And he absolutely killed it all by himself on that acoustic, man. I thought that was pretty cool. So hopefully some of you guys got to check that out. But we are back with Barrytown and Parker's Band, which are just two random tracks that I picked off this album, you know. We have done a couple off of here. I think at least half. And it's kind of hard to pick songs for them. No one requests them. It's up to me to pick them. I don't pre-screen them. So to be honest, it's like throwing darts at a board sometimes. So... but with Steely Dan, it's kind of like you're gonna hit a bullseye no matter what, or at least a 20. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna hit something. So it's cool. Let's go. We do this every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out in the chat. We'd love to have you. Eventually, I'm gonna do every Steely Dan song. I guess known to man. And then guess what? Is it just gonna end? That's so sad. One day it's gonna end. That's alright. Then I'm just going to start doing them all over again. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. First up is Barrytown. And then Parker's Band. Let's go. If y'all aren't subscribed, click that button right there. Leave a like by clicking that button somewhere over there as well. And leave a comment with another Steely Dan song to do. You know, I always look at the comments for suggestions, so let's go. Barrytown by Steely Dan. 3, 2, 1, go. Eyes watering. Ugh. These lights fuck with my eyes.
I'm not one to look behind. I know that times must change. But over there in Barrytown, they do things very strange. And though you're not my enemy, I like things like they used to be. And though you'd like some company, I'm standing by myself.
This is the Donald's track.
Go play with someone else. I can see by what you carry that you come from Barrytown.
This is Jim Gordon. Okay.
I'm taken in by stories I have heard. I just read the daily news and swear by every word. And don't think that I'm out of line for speaking out for what is mine. I'd like to see you do just fine, but look at what you wear and the way you cut your hair. I can see by what you carry that you come from Barrytown. In the beginning, we recall that the word was heard. Barrytown people got to be from another
That's a great progression.
Me or I'll be just like the others you will meet. They won't act as kindly if they see you on the street. And don't you scream or make a shout. It's nothing you can do about. It was there when you came out. It's a special lack of grace. I can see it in your face. I can see by what you carry that you come from Barrytown.
I don't know if that's Denny or Skunk, but it sounds great. That sounds like Denny, I think, right? nuts to both of them. Well, that was a fun, short track. It definitely felt like a Donald song, you know what I mean? The piano and the kind of song. I love it though. Parker's Band. Okay, turn it up. What track is this? This is track 6. That one's skunk, yeah. And this is Jeff Caro on drums.
It's Parker's band with a smooth style of syncopation. Kansas City born and growing. You won't believe what the bars are blowing. You got to come on, man, and take a piece of Mr. Parker's band. You'll be riding by bareback on your armadillo.
Damn, Jeff. That is sick.
Come on, man, and take a piece of Mr. Parker's band. We will spend a dizzy weekend strapped into a trance. Me and you will listen to a little bit of what made the preacher dance.
Wow.
Bring your horn along and you can add to the pure conviction.
This is fucking awesome. It's a random song, I think. Damn, Caro.
Either way you're bound to function. 52nd Street's the junction. You got to come on, man, and take a piece of Mr. Parker. Clap your hands and take a piece of Mr. Parker.
I don't want that.
Come on, man, and take a piece of Mr. Parker's band.
Already over. I got a little bit of proggy vibes from that one. I'm not even gonna lie, like that felt like proggy Steely Dan at points. I know their earlier, like the first 3 albums are definitely different than the later ones, and it's so crazy to think they did all their work within less than a decade. And they left such a huge dent in like the musical industry. You know, I think that's so cool. To be honest, the first one I could take it or leave it. It was good. It was a good Dan track. You know, it wasn't my favorite by any stretch of imagination. But I did enjoy it. I've noticed that I'm not a fan of the Donald-driven songs when it's just him. And like I'm not saying it was just him, but the focus of the sound is the piano and the vocals. Like some in the later albums, I like them, but when he was still kind of finding his footing, I feel like I wasn't out of all of the Dan songs, and that means if I'm not the biggest fan of it, that means it's good. You know, there's a grading curve because it's still Steely Dan and they're still top tier musicianship, you know, through and through, no matter what. So like there's just some that I like more than others. And I kind of like the ones where the Donald is in the middle, not like in the bottom. The ones where he's like very like not featured at all. I kind of don't like those as much, where it's just that perfect balance of him, which was the second song, the Parker's Band. That was the perfect middle, like ground song where the other musicians have room to do their thing. You know, actually, the other ones, I feel like sometimes he takes over a little too much of the sound, you know? But I mean, he's, you know, the lead singer and the main piano player. So, of course, he is going to, I don't know, and songwriter, obviously. So, yeah, he's going to get a lot of the sound. He's going to have songs where he's featured a little bit more. And that's, you know, that's just how my brain works. You know, I'm honest with you guys. But that second song, Parker's Band, that is my jam right there. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. That was fucking excellent. I get, I think, 2 or 3 a video, so I'll drop one there. That was great. Every second of it. Picaro just killing that hi-hat the whole time, just kept that groove in the pot. Everything was so fucking tight, dude. Like you could just feel the energy coming from that kit as he was playing. You know what I mean? Like that was so good. And you could feel the difference between Jim Gordon and him, you know, just in those 2 songs right there. Obviously Jim is Jim, you know, and I think he was a talented drummer, you know. I I love Picaro wherever he goes, man. He's been on so many different things that I've heard now. He is one hell of a drummer. It's like hearing Purdy, you know, with the shuffle. It's just like, damn, bro, what is that? That sounds nasty, bro. And he just gets in there. He really does. He finds it, man. And I love the way that he pairs up with everybody. Let me see if there's anything special about this. All right, so Jeff Picaro on the second track. Jim Gordon on the first track, Ollie Mitchell on trumpet, Plas Johnson, Jeremy Richardson, Ernie Watts on sax, Chuck Rainey or Wilton Felder on bass, Dean Parks on guitar, Ben Benet on guitar, David Pike on piano or keyboards, Michael O'Martian on piano or keyboards, and then of course Jim Hodder was on backing vocals for the second track, and then Denny Diaz on guitar, Jeff Skunk Baxter on lead guitar and the pedal steel, Walter Becker on electric bass, guitar, and backing vocals, and then Donald Fagen on lead vocals, saxophone. So is that him at the end of that? Oh, that's crazy if that was him. And then, of course, the keyboards. I thought that the guitar between, like, the interplay between Denny and Skunk and the second track, fantastic, man. Like I said, it felt kind of proggy at points. I was really taken aback by that, and I wish that one was a little bit longer and the other one was a little shorter. That's just, you know, how life goes, I guess. But I really enjoyed the second one, I feel like, a lot more than the first, even though the first one was a, you know, solidly decent Dan track. But like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the, not like I'm not the biggest fan, they're just out of the, if I had to, you know, rank them, they would probably be closer, you know, to not my favorites than the ones that aren't, you know. And that second one is easy, like top 15. I don't know about top 10, the easy top 15 Dan track for me right there. That was excellent. I love finding these like deep cuts, lost gems, you know, because even some Dan fans and other music fans, they haven't heard the stuff in years, you know, and I just randomly pick it, bam, here we go, video, done. We all love it or we don't love it, you know. I think that's so cool. I love that we get to basically open time capsules and listen to them, you know, because you can learn about a lot about a culture, about people themselves, persons, just from listening to music and their outlook on things. I don't think creatives should run everything, you know, but I think creatives should be looked to be inspired, you know, to be an inspiration to others to go and do great things, you know. Sometimes it might not be you that does the great things, you know, quote unquote, you know. Sometimes you're the torchbearer that just lights everyone else's torch that goes and runs the race. Sometimes we all have our parts to play in life, and sometimes the quicker you realize what your part is, the quicker and easier and more beneficial life will be, you know. Sometimes you're not always going to be the main character. Sometimes you're going to be the side character. Sometimes you're going to be the evil villain. You never know. We all play different parts throughout our lives. That's why all the world's a stage. It's very, very true. But alas, I'll leave my philosophical diatribes for another time. I'm going to go with Parker's Band is my favorite song here, obviously. The guitar was great. I don't know if it was Chuck or Wilton on the bass in either of the tracks. It doesn't differentiate between the two, but whoever it was, killer. First track wasn't my favorite, but I still love Donald's voice no matter what. And it also said Walter was playing bass, so they had what? So they had Chuck Rainey, Wilton Felder, and of course Walter on the bass. So who was it? That's crazy, man. I wish they could tell. Sometimes they do. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do next. I'm not gonna lie, guys. So if you guys give me some suggestions, I will definitely take them into I don't know, under my consideration, I guess, and we'll find something else to do next week. I know that we've done a lot of Dan, but there's still plenty to do. We got the deep cuts to do basically now. And basically, it's mostly the early stuff. I've done most of the later stuff. I've done most of Gaucho, most of Asia. I've done all of Asia, you know. I've done all of the Royal Scam. I've done a lot of the later stuff, but the earlier stuff is the one I have to work through, I guess. So if you have any suggestions in the first 3 albums, maybe leave it down below, and I'll definitely do it. Sometimes, like I said, I just pick random songs like this, and it happens. Like there's one that I like, and then there's one that I love, and that's how that worked here today. So it's perfect. So thank you for joining me for another Steely Sunday. I appreciate you guys. Sometimes I don't really know what he's singing about, especially with the Barrytown. I know that you guys always said that they sang about New York while living in LA, and then when they lived in New York, they sang, or when they lived in LA, they sang about New York or whatever. So I think that's funny. That's just the human condition right there, wrapped up in couple sentences, and I think that's funny. But I will forever love these guys. They have made it such a positive impact on me, man. They really have. They've increased my hope in things. They really have. I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of these bands have. But Steely Dan is number one because it's just always music that makes you kind of think but also not think at the same time. Like it's so weird. You could shut your brain off but also turn it on if you want to figure something out and listen to their music, you know. They're very, very talented musicians, and I think they make wonderful art, and I love it. So thanks for watching. I will see y'all later. Patreon right here. Oh, hey, that's a picture of it. There's a link in the description. If you go and look at my page, all the rules for the requesting, the tiers, all that stuff, that's all posted at the top if you want to go check that out. We'd love to have you. Get access to a ton of Beatles videos, King Crimson, Blind Faith, a bunch of full albums, our patrons only Discord. There's all kinds of stuff, man. Tons of perks. We'd love to have you. And there's a PayPal as well in the description. If you want to pick the next Steely Sunday, not just suggest something. If you want to pick it, that's the best way to send it in, and I'll definitely do it if you send it in. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see y'all the fuck later.